working to knock out the steel fire. Those evacuation orders now lifted.
High pressure keeping weather impact alert days in our forecast through tomorrow. I'll have your details.
We're riding your Border Patrol to experience the dangerous ocean routes smugglers and migrants take to reach the U.S.
The controversial Cottonwood sand mine project is up for a vote. Will it get the green light to move forward? New Mexico's governor declares a state of emergency following deadly flooding in a mountain community.
Come along for a ride as we take a tour on Chula Vista's new Bayfront shuttle.
Little Grom Surf Camp, where the surf's up, and so is the camper's ocean IQ.
CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
Right now, crews are still on the scene of a brush fire that burned dangerously close to homes in the East County near Steel Canyon High School. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Shanna Handy in tonight for Carlo Cicchetto. The good news tonight is firefighters have stopped the fire spread. CBS 8's Steffi Roach joins us live from Hamul with what's happening right now. Steffi?
Right, well, forward progression has stopped, and CAL FIRE reports that the fire is 26 acres and is 25% contained. And we just learned that those evacuation orders are no longer in effect, so it is returned to the area. But you can see there are still firefighters up on this hillside over here. There's still a few spots that we've seen, so they're working to knock out those fires. They'll be out here the night to try to really just completely knock out the fire. But we have been seeing residents returning to the neighborhood, and for the residents here in the area, it was a bit of a stressful and scary afternoon.
This is way closer than ever before, ever.
Residents on Vista Cielo Lane, such as Mike and Tracy Baker, fled.
When I came home from work, we just grabbed all the, the insurance papers, cash, ammo, whatever you got.
We've got a barn and cleared area behind. Fires coming up.
Sherry Davidson says she was cleaning her home when neighbors called, letting her know of the fire and evacuations.
So we're okay. We got the animals. We've got chickens, ducks, and geese. We might have a fried chicken dinner tonight.
And no structures were damaged, but there was a possible drone incursion, which posed a safety threat. And again, those evacuation orders have been lifted. We've been seeing residents coming down the street here with their dogs. We've been seeing people coming back on their bikes, walking in, driving in. So it is safe to return to your homes at this time. But for now, reporting live in Hamul, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Such a close call. So glad to hear everything is good tonight. Stay with us for any developments on this fire. We'll have the latest updates on CBS8.com. You can also follow us on social media or download our free CBS 8 app. That fire comes as Hamul and other inland communities are dealing with extreme heat today.
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us now for more on the warmer weather. It was hot here in Kearney Mesa. I can only imagine what it was like more inland where that fire was.
Well, where the fire was, it was actually in the 80s today. So for Hamul, the highest temperature they got is 88 degrees, but it was still under that alert. And so most inland highs were in the 90s. And so you don't want to just isolate cities or anything like that. So it was under the heat advisory, but 88 degrees was the high today in Hamul. If it got even hotter, that definitely would have been a big factor. We're also talking about some gusts that picked up. It's that typical afternoon sea breeze that developed. So you have those winds out of the west extending more west of the mountains as we went into the afternoon hours, gusts about 14 miles per hour. So definitely dealing with the dry air that's out there. We already have that dry vegetation. And then you're talking about the air on top of that. 43% relative humidity. We saw it get down into the 30s, and that was around the time that that fire did break out. But as you can see, we are looking at a region and where everything in orange is in the 90s to about 103. But as mentioned, definitely felt some of that heat out there for today. And so we are still looking at that through tomorrow. You have daytime highs that will be in the extreme range, and that will be for the desert, 114 to 118 when it comes to daytime highs for tomorrow again. So still another weather impact alert day, one down, one more to go, all the way until about 8 p.m. tomorrow night. We'll take a look at your complete forecast coming up. Shannon.
Thanks, Carlene. As always, you can find an extended weather forecast on CBS 8 Plus. Just download on your TV and watch for free. New tonight, migrants trying to reach the U.S. by sea often face a rough and perilous journey.
And in the wake of recent tragedies off San Diego's coast, CBS 8's Brian White got to ride along with U.S. Customs and Border Protection officers for a first-hand look at the dangerous route some take in pursuit of a new life.
It's just after sunrise. We're in the open ocean off the coast of the U.S.-Mexico border. The water is cold and the waves are rough. This is the same treacherous route smugglers and migrants take, desperate for a lane to the U.S. With low visibility and no safety equipment, the journey can often turn deadly.
To show just how dangerous this route can be, U.S. Customs and Border Protection brought me out on an air and marine vessel to experience the elements firsthand, replicating a typical smuggling route.
We think it's best to let the media get hands-on, get actually into the water and see what it's actually like.
During the demonstration, agents staged a simulated interdiction showing how CBP intercepts overloaded pangas on the open ocean.
The dangers of maritime smuggling have been at the forefront here in San Diego. Obviously, we've seen recent fatal events.
CBP says smugglers have become more brazen, sometimes landing vessels in broad daylight on crowded beaches, from Imperial Beach to as far north as Santa Barbara.
You can imagine being on one of these vessels, 20 feet long in the middle of the ocean. You'll see as we head out, even 10 miles, you're in the middle of nowhere, honestly. There's no help, there's no one out there.
This year alone, San Diego sector has responded to nearly 400 maritime smuggling events. They've apprehended 1,200 people so far. That's up from 1,000 this time last year. In May, a panga believed to be carrying migrants capsized off the coast of Del Mar, killing at least 4 people.
Smugglers had no problem and no worries about operating in that kind of environment and that kind of danger. This is something that we're all seeing and we're all dealing with.
Smugglers are taking advantage of the vast coastline, often packing 20 to 25 people in a single panga, with no safety gear, no lights, and no regard for human life. Border agents say what begins as a desperate journey often ends in tragedy. In San Diego, Brian White, CBS 8.
San Diego County has paid $4 million to a mother whose mentally ill son died in San Diego Central Jail in 2021.
Alba Marroquin de Portillo alleges that sheriff's deputies failed to place her son Daniel in a safety cell despite repeated suicide attempts over several months. Instead, Daniel was left unsupervised in a cell where he reportedly followed the voices in his head, drinking water from the toilet. He died from excessive water intake. According to public records, county taxpayers have now paid more than $80 million in jail-related lawsuits since 2014. The controversial Cottonwood sand mine project that neighbors have fought to keep out of East County for years failed to pass a planning commission vote.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal explains why the project isn't officially over just yet.
And this was one of those marathon meetings. In the end, it turned out to be a big win for the neighbors who opposed this project. A 3-3 vote, a split vote, meant this project failed. So neighbors who have been fighting this for 7 years, this was their reaction.
It was a long day, but I think we're relieved. We anticipated it could be a close vote, and of course it was. So a 3-3 tie means the project was actually denied or disapproved.
We put our faith and trust in our county officials to make the right decision, to be heroes for our community. And today, by them voting, at least to deny it, even with this 3-3, they came through for us.
So you heard the relief there. Now, the Planning Commission heard hours and hours of public comment today. The majority in the crowd opposed the Cottonwood Sand Project and urged the Planning Commission to vote no, citing noise, pollution, traffic, and health concerns. The land at the center of all of this is in the unincorporated Valle de Oro area near Jamul at the Cottonwood Club golf course site. The project spans across more than 200 acres. Neighbors have been pushing back against this project since 2018. However, the developer argued the sand mine would be a good thing for San Diego. It would provide sand supplies for housing and infrastructure projects. And after all the mining is complete in 10 years, the developer says he'll return the land to the community. Today, they even showed an animation of them revegetating the area with plants and soil. Here's what those in favor of this plan told the commission.
Many other areas of the county have been mined and later reclaimed to uses that are enjoyed by the community. Much of Mission Valley was mined along the San Diego River. The Costco and IKEA property was used for mining and processing.
I've poured more concrete than people have walked on. There's aggregate sand mines all over San Diego County, where 3 routes is being built right now, today. That's in the Carroll Canyon community. Have you heard outpouring from the community? That is ringed by houses. The difference is this is a plan where we can't shove it back to the poor people.
Now, again, the project ended up failing because of that split vote. However, this story is not over. There is another chapter. The developer has indicated he will appeal this decision, and so this now heads to the County Board of Supervisors this fall. Kelly Hessedal, CBS 8.
And we will continue to cover it. Thanks so much, Kelly. A California law prompts a lawsuit from the Trump administration.
Those details are still ahead. Plus, the support California is sending to New Mexico after deadly flash floods hit a rural mountain community.
And as Miramar National Cemetery's patriotic greeting awaits much needed repairs, we share one man's mission to honor the Avenue of Flags.